Ladies, gentlemen, boys and girls, we got a very special hat on today because we are going to talk about autistic honesty. One of you, Dark Ravi for Death, asked this question. Any tips for someone with no experience and in their late 20s? I have a first date ever coming this Friday, and some people have advised me to watch sex tutorials and pretend to know what I'm doing. Fuck no, my friend. Fuck no. Fuck no. Fuck no. Anyway, you go on to say, wondering what you'd suggest if not that. So, this channel, we got the autism hat on. We're very big on autistic honesty. And I am never, ever, 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 ever going to advise any of you to lie. Which is what pretending is. It is lying. It is obfuscating and hiding the truth. No, I am never going to tell you to do that. Particularly not for someone like you who has no sexual experience or no, I don't know if you've ever been on dates. What the fuck do you think that you are going to be able to pretend to know what you're doing when you have no experience? No. Any human being will see through that in a millisecond and be like, this guy's full of shit. Why is he being so fake? He clearly doesn't know what he's doing. He's clearly nervous. Why is he pretending to be some smooth fucking expert? Again, that's called lying. People aren't stupid. They can tell when you're lying most of the time. And so, no, I would never advise you to lie. What I would advise you to do is, like I have this hat on, be autistically honest and just say, hey, I have no experience, but I'm super excited. I can't wait to go on this date with you. It's going to be a blast. I can't wait to get to know you. When you guys are ready to go to the bedroom, be autistically honest about that and say, hey, I don't have a lot of experience, or I've never done this before, but I'm super excited. What you will do then is you will screen in the people who are completely comfortable with someone like you who has no sexual experience. But if you lie, you are doing a disservice to yourself and putting all this pressure on yourself to perform and to do a good job. And what are you going to do when your dick doesn't get hard? You're going to be like, oh my fucking God, you're going to have a little panic attack. And you're doing a disservice to her. She might not consent to sleeping with someone who doesn't have any experience. Some people aren't into that. And if you fucking lie, you are essentially taking away her right to have consensual, fully informed fucking sex that she actually wants. How is that nice? That's not a kind thing to do. And I'm not, by the way, calling you unkind. But this is not something I would advise, my brother. Like, tell the fucking truth, man. You're basically here in this sentence or in this question, without realizing it, you're basically telling yourself that your lack of experience is something to be ashamed about. Because when we lie about something, why do we lie or pretend? It's because we're ashamed of the truth or we feel bad about the truth. Why is your lack of sexual experience something to be ashamed about? That is a question I would start asking myself. And the obvious answer is because lots of people will shame you for it. Yeah, no shit. Fair enough. But going out there and pretending to know what you're doing, is you basically just saying, there's something wrong with me because I'm a virgin, or there's something wrong with me because I don't have experience. And I should hide that and cover that up and be ashamed about that and just hope she doesn't fucking notice. And I gotta quickly get my way into her fucking pussy so I can get some experience and then, fuck, I'll be okay. And I'll be a normal, functional human being who's okay. No, my brother. You as you are right now, with your lack of sexual experience, you are enough. Why do you think you need to pretend to be something that you're not? Why can't you just be you as you are right now? Why can't you show up authentically as the man with no experience and also show up as the man who's excited to get more experience? You are implying in your question that having no experience is a bad thing and something to be ashamed about. But what if we turn that around and we play to win? As I talk about in my Play to Win video course, link down below in the description. What a very smooth ad read that was. But anyway, as I talk about in my Play to Win video course, we are here to play to win. We're not here to cover things up with shame or guilt or label things bad or run away from things. And so own the fact, my brother, that you have no experience. Be a beautiful fucking man. Grab hold of that and own it. A big part of masculinity, at least for me and my view of masculinity, a big part of confidence is owning your shit as a man. And women, that applies to you too. It's very sexy for you women who can own their shit and be self-aware. But man, own your shit. Own the fact that you have no experience. Stop being ashamed about it. Stop thinking it's something you have to cover up and run away from and pretend and watch watch sex tutorials if you want to. That sounds fun. Great. That's probably a really good way to learn. I did that shit. Good. But don't fake it. Like this whole fake it till you make it shit is just so fucking bullshit. No. Give yourself permission to suck. Tell the fucking truth and stop lying. And I'm not saying you're lying, but you're tempted to. You've been told to by other people. If you want to go through life lying, great. Then you will inherit the consequences of being a liar. What do you think will happen if you sleep with a woman and she halfway through figures out, oh shit, I think this guy's full of fucking shit. And then she asks you the question like, have you done this before? And then you just lie through your teeth and she's like, wow, he's full of shit. Do you think that's attractive to her? Do you think that's fair on her? No. Again, it's basically non-consensual. You're literally lying to get into her pants. How is that consent? She's not been fully fucking informed. Just like you wouldn't like it if she lied about something big to you that you weren't comfortable with and she said that just to get your dick. You'd feel pretty used. You'd feel pretty bad. You'd feel betrayed. You'd be like, why the fuck didn't you tell me this? And you'll even have some women that will, when they find out you've lied about something, say to you, if you had told me the truth, I would have been okay with this. But because you lied, I'm not okay with this. And you can fuck off and go to hell. And they'll leave and they'll feel hurt and they'll feel frustrated and they'll be like, why'd you fucking lie to me? I went through this myself, brother, so I'm never going to judge you for thinking you have to pretend. I went through a period of time where I was told you can't just tell women that you're seeing other women. You have to just kind of like keep it subtle and all of that. And if they ask you directly, then sure, tell them. Don't lie. But you don't have to, you shouldn't be just like upfront telling them. And so I did that shit for like 2 years, which again is why I'm never going to judge you, any of you, if you pretend or if you hide things. I get it. I did that for a while. I thought you had to. And some of the women, when they would ask me, like, hey, are you seeing anyone else? I'd be like, yes, I am. I'm seeing 2 other women right now. And they'd be like, oh, really? How long have you been seeing them for? And I'd be like, oh, well, 3 months or 6 months or whatever, a month. And they'd be like, oh, okay. And they'd go really quiet and I'd be like, it would be awkward and uncomfortable. And I'd be like, are you okay? And they'd be like, I wish you told me this. I thought you were just seeing me. I guess I feel silly. I feel a bit silly. And I'd be like, oh, I'm sorry. Like, do you want to still date me? Do you want to still see me? And they'd be like, yeah, I do. I feel stupid. I thought you, I feel that, I thought you were just seeing me. I feel like an idiot. I feel like I had this impression or idea of like what we were, I know we're casual, but like I like you and I feel stupid now. And I felt so fucking weird. I had that happen like 2 or 3 times and I was like, fuck this shit. Like fuck these people telling me not to say this shit up front. This is not fair to these women, And they were still happy to date me. I had one that was like, I'm not going to date you, but I wish you told me this so I could have said no from the beginning. And then I was like, fuck. So I just like had basically, borderline non-consensual sex with someone by not fucking fully telling them everything. Like if I told her, she would have said, no, thank you. So why didn't I just tell her? And that's when I started going, what if I be, autistically honest? What if I be more upfront and honest with people? What if I tell them everything from the beginning and then they can make a fully informed decision? So my brother, that absolutely applies to sexual experience. Some women are not going to be comfortable with a man who doesn't have any experience. They're just not, because they want a guy who kind of knows what they're doing. Maybe they themselves, as in the woman, doesn't feel super confident in herself, or maybe she likes to be led. Maybe she likes a guy to take the lead and she wants to be a little bit more submissive, or she wants to follow or whatever. And she just doesn't really want a guy with no experience. Nothing against him. I've had this conversation with plenty of women. They're like, nothing against a guy who hadn't had sex. I think just what I like is a guy who kind of knows a little bit what he's doing, and I'm looking for that. And so if you lie to that woman, you're essentially taking her to bed under false premises. That's not kind, man. That's not nice to her. And it's not fucking nice to you because I'm telling you, as someone that did this for a little while, you know, you feel really guilty. It doesn't feel good to have sex with someone or to even just go on a date with them. And then when they find out the truth, they're either hurt or they're a little bit frustrated, or they're like, great, another guy that just said whatever he had to say to get into my pants. Great, this is really helping me with my fucking impression that men can't be trusted. You know, you're basically just putting out there into the world, hey, by the way, men can't be trusted. And then she goes, great, I guess I can't fucking trust men. That's a big reason why we go with the fucking autistic honesty and we just be upfront, my brother. So, yeah, for you and for these women, tell the truth. Just say, I don't have a lot of experience, and then own that and get excited about that. Play to win about that. Instead of saying it's a bad thing, say it's a good thing. This is what I get all of my coaching clients. I've worked with like at this point, it would be like 50 guys that we have worked with that are like virgins or have had very little experience. Maybe they've kissed a woman a couple of times or something. Like, we've just worked with a lot of guys like this. And by the way, if any of you are in that position and you would like some coaching, there are 3 options of coaching. All of them are down below. You know, there's different ways that you can work with me personally, or you can work with my coaching team. Like, all of that is down below. But yeah, we have a lot of experience working with guys who don't have experience. And the thing that we get across to them is own this. Instead of saying this is a bad thing and having shame and guilt and weirdness around it, own it. Get excited about it. Like, is it not an exciting thing that you're about to go on a fucking date with someone? Your first date ever. Brother, isn't that exciting? Why don't you let her share in that excitement with you? You're so afraid of her finding out. Why don't you fucking own it and be like, hey, you know, like, I'll be honest with you, I don't have a lot of a sexual experience. This is actually my first ever date. I'm fucking excited, woman. Like, goddamn, bitch, we're going to have a great time. Like, what if we go to this park and we get Starbucks and like, I found this fun card game that we can play and I have all these questions I want to ask you. This is going to be a blast, woman. Like, I'm so pumped. You have no idea how excited I am. Like, are you excited, woman? I want you to get excited. And she'll be like, holy shit. Okay. Wow. Yeah, I'm excited. Really? I'm like your first date? And you're like, woman, yeah. So like, no pressure on you, woman, but like, this is the first date ever. Fucking no pressure on you, but like, let's have a good date, woman. And she'll be like, yeah, let's do it. Or you will tell her all of that and she'll go, oh, look, I want to be really honest. I think I'm probably looking for someone with more experience. And you go, brilliant. Great. I love that you know what you want. That's so fucking beautiful. I don't want to get in the way of what you want. I don't want to just get your pussy and like take it from you. Like I'm taking something from you that you don't really want to give me. Like, fuck that shit. I hope you go and find a guy with more experience. I hope you have a blast. Like, do you want to be friends? You don't have to be her friend, but like, maybe you want to be. But at least just wish her well and say, thank you for being so honest with me. That is called screening, by the way. You're screening for what you want, which is a woman who will get excited about your lack of experience, especially if you're excited first. Like, it's up to you to be excited and share that with her. And she's screening for a guy that has more experience, if that's what she wants. And so rather than like fucking wasting each other's time, you want people to leave. Like, you're probably so afraid right now of her leaving, which is why you're feeling the need to pretend, my brother. Jesus Christ. I get it. You're inexperienced, but you want her to leave. If she doesn't want to date you, you want her to leave. You're looking for the people that are like a fuck yes when it comes to dating you. And anyone who's not a fuck yes, anyone who's like, maybe I'd go on a date with you, or like, no thanks. You want them to leave. You don't want to spend time with people who aren't a fuck yes, and who you aren't a fuck yes about seeing them as well. And so, my brother, I would advise you to be honest and get excited about it. Own it. Play to win, brother, instead of thinking all of this is a shameful, bad, dirty little secret, like some bad part of you that you should feel guilty or ashamed about. Brother, own your lack of experience. Get excited, man. I can't wait to go on this date with you, woman. It's going to be a blast. Like, this is my first ever date. Like, God damn it, you have no idea how excited I am. I want to do this with you and this and go to Starbucks and fucking have a coffee or have a drink or like talk about this. And like, oh, I have so many questions to ask you. Like, oh, I can't wait to meet you. Like, this is so cool. I'm so excited. And she'll be like, wow, I like that energy. I can't wait to get excited too. Same as when you're about to go into the bedroom or when you want to fucking kiss her. Be like, holy shit, woman. Like, you're so pretty. Can I kiss you? Like, just be honest. I want to kiss you. You're so pretty. Go back and watch the previous video that I just recorded. It is literally about this. It is called How to Stop Having Platonic Dates and Have Sex Instead. I talked about all of this and just being honest and all of that. So go watch that video as well. But when you're then ready, both of you, it might be with this woman, it might be with another woman, it might be the next woman, whatever. But whenever you're ready to go into the bedroom, get excited about that shit too. Be like, oh my God, I'm so fucking excited. I haven't been in bed. Oh my God, I'll be honest, I'm kind of nervous and I'm excited and I fucking don't know if my dick is going to work. And like, let's just see if my dick works. Like, that's exciting. Like, what if my dick works? What if it doesn't? If it doesn't work, that's cool. There's all this other shit that we can try. If it does work, hell yeah, we're going to fucking go to Pound Town, baby. I'm so excited. This is going to be fun. And you show up with curiosity and no expectations. And you get excited about like all the cool things you get to do with her. You're going to get to kiss for the first time in your life. Isn't that exciting? Why is that something to be ashamed about, my brother? You're going to get to go down on her for the first time ever. You're going to get to lick a fucking pussy, my man. You're going to be like, licking that fucking clit, son. Like, that's going to be fun. You're going to get to ask her questions. Like, how does that feel? Do you want it a little harder? Do you want this? Like, tell me what you like when I'm licking pussy. Like, tell me how to finger you. Like, I'm so excited. Like, I want to find out and discover your body. You're going to be a fucking foreplay god, my man, because you're going to learn all this stuff and you're going to explore and ask questions and have fun. And she's going to get to share that with you. You're going to be one of the first guys that ever fucking gives a shit about her pleasure, because most guys don't. Most guys don't care about foreplay. It's what I talked about in the video. See on screen here, the thumbnail, the original video was what women want in bed. It was a foreplay and kissing guide. You're asking this question on that video, so you clearly care about foreplay and kissing and making her feel good. And you get to fucking care about that stuff and ask her and learn. And like, instead of showing up and thinking that you have to be an expert, show up as the student, not the teacher. Me, Andy, like, do you think I'm a fucking expert when it comes to sex? You probably do. A lot of you probably do. You probably have this like stupid fucking idea. Okay, I'll say that in a nicer way. This ridiculous notion that I, Andy, am an expert and I just know everything. No, I show up in the bedroom every single time, especially with a new person that I've never slept with before. I show up as the student, not the teacher. You are so fucking focused here, my brother, and almost all of you are, on trying to just become the expert, trying to be the fucking expert. But real expertise, like if you want to actually be the expert, stop trying to be a fucking expert. That is just a performance. That's you jerking off your own little fucking ego or your own big ego and being like, look how much of an expert I am. I watch sex tutorials and I can pretend to know what I'm doing. Look how good I am. Stop fucking inflating your ego or thinking it's about ego and show up as the fucking student. That's all I ever do. I show up with every new partner saying, teach me. I want to learn about your body. I want to see what makes you tick. Tell me your sexual bucket list so I can get inside that beautiful mind of yours. Tell me about who you are as a person. I'm here. I'm listening. Tell me about your thoughts and your feelings and your desires and your fears and insecurities and judgments and all of that. I want to know you, the person. I'm the student. You're going to teach me. Help me learn about you. I want to know how you like your pussy licked. I want to know how you like to be fucked. I want to know what words you want me to say to you. I want to know what experience you like. I want to know what music you like to listen to while we have sex. I want to know if you want to get fucked or if you want to make love sometimes. I want to know if you want it rough or tantric and gentle. I want to know what you want and who you are. I show up as the student with every person. I show up as the student with my coaching clients. I don't just come in there charging in there going, I'm the fucking expert. I'm going to tell you what to do. I'm like, teach me. Who are you? What do you want? This is the first question I ask any of my coaching clients. What do you want? When I first sit down with someone for a coaching call, I say, what would you like from me? When I'm with women and they're sharing their emotions, or with my friends and I'm being there for them, I say, what would you like from me right now? I'm the student, but you are all so fucking focused. The world is so insanely fucking focused on trying to pretend to be the expert, to inflate your own fucking ego and be like, look how good I am. I know what I'm doing. Aren't I fucking cool? No, you're just pretending. And the world fucking pretends. People get on television, they get in movies, they make money, they fucking get into politics and run countries based on, look how much of an expert I am. I know what I'm doing, because they're fucking scared, ladies and gentlemen. They are fucking terrified to admit the truth, which is they don't know what the fuck they're doing. All of us were born into this weird thing that we call existence, that we call life, that we call planet Earth, and none of us were given an instruction manual. We don't know what the fuck we're doing. I'm just one of the weird fucking freaks that will actually tell the truth and admit that. You're so busy trying to pretend you know what you're doing because you're shit scared of someone saying, I don't think you know what you're doing. You're fucking terrified of not being the expert for even half a second. You're terrified of just admitting, I'm a newbie and I have no experience and I don't know how to fuck and I don't know how to go on a date. As if admitting that would be death. You literally treat that as if that would be death. She would reject me, Andy. If I admit I have no experience, she might hurt my feelings. So fucking what, my brother? Nobody ever died of hurt fucking feelings. They're just feelings. They can't hurt you. Show up with truth, with honesty, with love in your heart and say, I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm excited to learn. Stop trying to be the fucking expert and actually be a good partner, which is to be the student. The best sex that I can ever give myself and the other person is when I show up as the student and I say, I am ready to learn. Let me learn about you. Let me in that heart and that mind of yours. Let me into that body of yours, or let me experience that body with you and show me. Show me what you like, show me who you are, show me what you want, and I will listen and I will give you that and I will share that. And I myself will share with you what I want, because it's not just all about the other person. Obviously, we're sharing something together. I will share what I want with you. I will tell you what I want. I will tell you who I want to be with you. And we will explore that beautiful space together. Stop trying to be the fucking expert. Mr. Dark Ravi 4 Death. Death is in your username, and yet you're so fucking shit scared of death. We see rejection as death. Oh my God, she's going to reject me because I have no life experience or no sex experience. And then no one will ever date me. And then I'll end up all alone and then I'll die alone. That's your big fucking fear, brother. But nothing bad happens if you admit that you have no experience. She either wants that or she doesn't. You'll find some women don't want that. That's beautiful. I wish you all the best. I hope you find a guy with experience. I think you're going to have fun with him. That's beautiful. Namaste. Much love to you, my brother or my sister. Sorry. Much love to you, my sister. Or you find the woman who's like, that's cool, you have no experience, I'd like to be the first. Then what you're going to find is there are some women that literally fucking, this is a fetish for them. We have coached enough guys. Sometimes it'll be like an older woman comes into the picture and she's like, oh, you're a virgin, are you? And then she's almost like, ooh, like this. And not in a creepy way. I know I just made that look creepy, but she'll be like, ooh, like this is going to be fun. But we've had guys literally get seduced by older women. And we encourage the guy to just be honest. And so he's like, hey, I'll be honest. I don't have any sexual experience. And she's like, holy shit, that's hot. Would you like me to teach you? And he's like, well, yeah, no fucking shit. Yes, please. Yes, please, mummy. Yes, please, mummy. Fucking teach me. And she does. And they have a beautiful night of passion. And then they date each other or they see each other casually. We had this one guy in particular who met a girl that was like around his age. And he said to her, like, honestly, I've never kissed before. And she was like, oh my God, that's hot. And he was like, wait, how's that hot? And she's like, I get to be your first. I get to be your first fucking kiss. That's fucking sexy. That's hot. Like, for the same reason that lots of guys, me, myself included, like to mentor and teach people who are inexperienced women. I fucking love inexperienced women. By the way, any inexperienced women out there who happen to live in my city, come say hi and I will fucking coach the fuck out of you in the bedroom. But this is something that I've done a bunch. Me and my ex, Emmy, did this with quite a few women. I think we met like maybe 8 women who were virgins. Like a few of them had never even kissed or held hands with anyone. And we just guided them and mentored them. Like, I like that aspect. It's fun. There are women out there who feel the same towards men, but men are so busy like fucking obsessing about this whole virginity label and going, it's bad if I haven't fucked a lot of pussies. It's like, Jesus Christ, that's like obsessing about your dick size, which lots of guys do, sometimes myself included. Like obsessing about shit that just doesn't matter to a lot of women. I know it matters to some of them. Yes, I know that. I agree. Yes, some women won't want to sleep with you if you have no experience. Great. But it isn't some shameful thing. And there are some women that will fucking love the fact that you have no experience. It will be a fucking fetish for them. And that coaching client that I mentioned that met the woman who was like, oh my God, this is hot. They spent like the first time they ever kissed, which they didn't even do that till like the 3rd date because he was so nervous. And I told him to just tell her that, just say, I don't know when I'm ready to kiss. And she was like, that's okay. I'll be patient. Like, I'll wait. She was happy to just see him. I think they cuddled on like the second date, or they held hands or something. And then the third date, I got him to say to her, he just said to her, hey, I think next time we meet, I'd like us to try kissing. And she was like, okay, like, yes, please. And they just made out for like 3 fucking hours. She just taught him how to kiss. She's like, here's how you kiss gently. Here's how you French kiss. Here's how you use a little bit of tongue. Here's some passionate kisses. Here's some soft kisses. You can bite my lip a little bit. Like, here's all the stuff we can do. We can peck each other gently. We can kiss each other's necks. Like, she just taught him. And then she guided him through sex, like bit by bit. And so there are women that will fucking love this. But you can take ownership of this and say, I don't have experience, but I'm excited to learn. Would you like to learn with me? And again, we have coached so many guys through this. And I have personally, I guess, coached or guided, mentored a lot of virgin women. I've probably slept with, let's say 20 women who are virgins in my whole life. And a whole bunch of women that hadn't had a lot of sex. Like maybe they'd had sex with one guy. Like even Imi, when I met her, she'd only had sex with like one other person. I met her and like she'd only had sex with that guy like twice. So I was like the third time she had sex, basically. So yeah, it's something that lots of people are into. Like, and something we've coached a lot of guys on. So if you would like more help with any of that, there is a link, or there's 3 links down below to the 3 different coaching options that I offer. There's a couple where you can work with me personally, and there's a couple where one where you can work with my coaching team. All of that is down below. But own this shit, ladies and gentlemen. It's not a bad, shameful thing if you haven't had experience. It can be an incredibly beautiful thing for you and for your partners. There's no point lying. There's no point hiding this shit. Stop living in shame, fear, and guilt and all of that fucking silly shit. Move up to love. Move up to excitement. You're allowed to go out there and find the people that are excited that you're inexperienced.